And we are live. It is Thursday night. It is trade deadline day. So you know we had to appear. Remember, Seen is the family. 94 Feet Life is the Facebook group. Subscribe to the YouTube, notifications on, like the Scene fan page, join the Facebook group. We got a full house tonight. I apologize for my lack of professionalism, but a brother is hungry. So I'm gonna let MJ, Trav, and Ham carry the first part of the show while I get this grub in. Jerm should be joining us shortly, but fellas, trade deadline day. And as usual, it's always, man, ain't nothing gonna happen. You know, they just ain't nothing gonna really happen. And honestly, until about 1 o'clock Central Time today, it looked like nothing was gonna happen. And then a whole bunch of stuff happened. So we're gonna get to the main event here shortly. But fellas, just kind of rapid fire, man. Your thoughts on the day. Some of the trades that were made beforehand, the day, and then what unfolded later.
Which one of y'all fellas want to go first? I don't want to mess with it yet. So I you know what? This is go ahead. No, you go. All
right.
It's so you.
All right, first and foremost, I'm just going to say three things about trade deadline. Three. Number one, I am highly convinced that Daryl Morey looks for the worst possible contract with as many years on it as possible, just to challenge himself to see if he can get rid of it. I'm convinced. He did it 3 years straight, y'all. I'm convinced at this point. I really think he wakes up in the morning and say, what $200 million 5 years left contract can I trade? And what can I get from it? I think he does that. Secondly, the trade that we all know and love that we're going to talk about was the most left-handed trade ever. I will break that down. Thirdly, you guys need to know there is no more Santa Claus. He don't exist. So you believe in that basketball players who have a lot of talent should, really just be like Kobe or be like Mike or be like your favorite player growing up. That shit is dead. These dudes is getting money. They hang with rappers. They work on their craft. After they punch their clock, that's it. They treat this shit like a 9 to 5. And you should too. Because they know no matter what happens, y'all gonna still pay our money to show up and watch them play, whether they win or lose. Mm-hmm. The bubble has taught us that. Pandemic has taught us that. Basketball is an inelastic product. So no matter what y'all do, y'all still gonna watch. And because of that, you have players, like said players who got traded, that y'all like, man, if he could just do this, this, and this, well, if your uncle could just be your auntie.
Let's not go down that road right now. They're not ready for that yet. They're not.
Ham, what you think of the day?
The funniest part about the whole thing is that I look at both. I like it for Philly. For James Harden, he ain't never had this kind of horse before that he got with my man Joel. But and he never had a cat like Doc either. You know what I'm saying? As far as his head coach, not like that kind of a cat. I still don't know if they're getting out the East though. The winner of this trade is the one who gets the closest or to the finals. That's just how I'm gonna look at it. It's win now. Well, and really, this one is really like comparison to the Silk the Shocker song that I don't wanna be here if I don't gotta. So it's like with both sides, it's like, yo, we got motherfuckers over here that's unhappy. Get their unhappy ass up out of here. It's really just that simple. That's what it came down to the 11th hour, like about an hour or so before deadline, before they decided to pull the trigger on this shit. And it actually made for quite an interesting afternoon. He just because it was like other shit just opened up after that. It was like, oh, okay, we get this shit at the end right before the deadline. Cool. Better than
So
that.
before we pass this adjourn, let me just get a real shout out to the biggest MVP in trade deadline, fax machines. Without y'all, none of this would be possible. I am glad that fax machines was made so that these could get made in the deadline and get there at a specific time. And in the NBA, I bet you they got the finest of fax machines, not the ones that jam, not the ones on Office Space. They got the good ones. You better have the good ones if you gonna do this because y'all want to make deals at 2:45 Eastern Standard Time with 15 minutes left on the shot clock. Your fax machine better be A1. Y'all might have a digital fax machine.
They got their Canon LaserJet 5000 XJ.
Yeah. That's out to the cat. And we don't ever promote for free. But it needs to be said. Fax machine, we appreciate you. You made this possible. Because if you got jammed, deadline over, and we still watching two disgruntled motherfuckers pout their way to the playoffs. So thank you, fax machine.
All right, so Germ with a quick hit, and then German and Trav. And then we're going to kind of get into some of the details of the trade.
Man, look, at the end of the day, I'll say this. James. I just find it interesting that we're in this situation again in less than a year. It's been a year. One calendar year for the most part. And, MJ, you could say it's the left-hand thing. I'm going to be honest. This is one of them situations where the chemistry that he has with Joel is going to be him having to make some adjustments. He's going to have to adjust. And the adjustment that he is going to have to make is going to be what makes or breaks if this trade works out for them in the rest of this season and going forward if he decides to stay, which that's another thing. That's another cut and another cut. It looked like the seatbelt won't buckle up. I don't know. That man's seatbelt won't buckle up, Trav. I don't know. I'm gonna pass it right on to you, man. I don't know.
Man, you know what? It's kind of like a storm, like the eye before the storm. You had all these little things. You like, oh okay. Kind of when expecting that. You got the Karis LeVert deal that happened at Cleveland. I was like, oh okay, he played, did good, did his thing, and all that. And like you said, it come to that last 60 minutes. Boom! Here go the hurricane. Here's the whole dead was right there, and that's how it was, man. I'm talking about phones, anything that was an electronic device that has internet on it, it exploded. So, I mean, was we expecting it? Me? No, because I didn't even care if Ben was even in the league at this point. But now all of a sudden, he's eager to play basketball. Now he's geared and ready to go. Where was he practicing it while moving him and his wife to the West Coast? I don't know, but he said he's ready to go. We got left-handed Kyrie eager for him to go. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but hey man, this is what basketball is all about at a trade deadline, and we are here to discuss that. So Big Shot, take it away, man.
Oh, by the way, Ben went on a road trip with the Nets. Hey, man. So we're going to get into, obviously, that trade and because that's what y'all here for. So let's kind of bat around some of the other deals. I will tell you the deal that I really like. Ibaka to the Bucks is my favorite non-big trade of the day. I think, we talk about the Lopez twin may or may not be back this year. Another big that can stretch the floor. Somebody that's been there, done that as far as playoff experience. I like that trade. The surprising one was the Sabonis for Halliburton Buddy Hield trade. I'm really surprised Sacramento, I don't want to say gave up on Halliburton because Halliburton is a really good player. I'm surprised they cashed in on him that quick. I like Sabonis. Sabonis is one of my favorite players in the league. That was surprising. So, fellas, you know how we do it, rapid fire. You ain't got to raise your hand like class. A deal that surprised you, or did it surprise you, or a deal that you liked, not including the big score.
Kobe Altman is Masai Jr. Kobe Altman is Masai Jr. Did y'all see what he inherited and what he's turned this into in about 2 years? That dude, he's not getting enough credit right now. Just the small moves that he makes that is adding up to what needs to happen. Sexton got hurt. Okay, we go ahead and start a big line. I'm not saying that was him, but he's the one who, entrusted the coach and gave that coach who most people, use as like a coach that just kind of passes over. Like, they started a big lineup in a small ball league. You look at where Rubio got hurt. They brought Rondo over. Like, perfect predecessor. Dad is able to flip Rubio for Karis LeVert. Like, this dude is in his bag. And I'm just looking at it. All of it is smart with the money moves. It's still keeping them in a situation in which when they need to extend, the other two guys, they can do it. Like, I'm a fan of all the things that Kobe Altman doing. So that's the one that I like the most for Cleveland. They going for it, and I love it.
I'm just gonna piggyback off of MJ real quick. The Karis LeVert to Cleveland thing gives them somebody who can get their own shot. That's what Cleveland really, really needed was a wing player that can get his own shot. Sexton now is in a situation where what does Cleveland do now with Sexton, which is going to be interesting in itself, knowing what Garland is, which me and MJ we've talked about Darius Garland before this year even happened. So it's not really a situation where there's much surprise there because it's just the right pieces to be able to do things. Like, this Cleveland team is probably the most interesting team in the East because they match up with everybody pretty well. And one thing I do want to make sure I say to y'all is it may not show up in the box score, but Evan Mobley probably should be Rookie of the Year.
Oh, yeah. Easy.
Yeah. Whoever else wanted, man.
Big Shot took mine with Ibaka going to Milwaukee because it's like, they already long and then now they just got longer. With a dude that know how to fucking win, which is key. That's your biggest key right there. It's like, okay, he's replacing another dude that know how to win. And then he probably a little tougher just on just the general toughness side. So you get a little bit back, kind of like what you had with PJ. You get a little bit of that back with Serge. And you can throw him on Kevin if need be. So might not be successful. I mean, it is Kevin, but still. Another joint that I like in terms of just for the fun factor, especially when you get to the postseason, I saw that Montrezl Harrell going to Charlotte. It's like, oh shit.
Engine, motor.
They getting all of the rowdy jumping motherfuckers. Everybody who rowdy and jump a lot, they getting them because they know Melo gonna throw that bitch up from half court. He don't catch it. Go catch it.
Hey, Charlotte ain't been that last since Jim Crockett Promotions in the 80s, baby. That's what I'm talking about right there. Throw back.
And they letting them boys hoop. Like Kelly Oubre shooting like 20 shots a game up there.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man, I still don't know. Who was the coach in Charlotte? Who was the coach in Charlotte? What dude name?
I forgot. I like him though.
Don't nobody fucking know. That's the beautiful.
Some 28 looking dude, 28-year-old.
Hey, it's the video editor. So with everything being said, hey, he might be the best person to be. Hey, Ham, but real talk, Trez being with a point guard like LaMelo is gonna be fun to watch. Like, I think that's gonna be fun. Because Trez gonna set that screen and roll. He gonna open up, and Melo gonna put it there. He gonna get a bounce pass, alley-oop lob, off somebody's head. Oh y'all, like it's good. Get ready. They getting ready to have some fun. So I like the trade shakeups because what they do is it brings more intrigue to the rest of the season. And Big Shot, your trade, I forgot about that trade for about 30 seconds until you said that because the Brooklyn and what's the name thing was poof. But low key, Sabonis with De'Aaron Fox, that's kind of what he needed. Somebody who can help settle him down, somebody who can help that he can pass the ball to in the paint, that can facilitate, initiate the offense from where they are. I like it. I like it.
Now, I'm gonna give you another one, and I'm gonna go with Trav. Toronto. When they put OG, Siakam, Scotty Barnes, Thad Young on the floor, they're gonna annoy the hell out of some people. With that many interchangeable parts, that length, they're gonna be able to do a lot. You know, Nick Nurse used the whole playbook.
He might run a 1-3-1 with that lineup.
Hey,
He might.
Them motherfuckers are off so long, they're gonna be having that stretched out. We are the world with this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like they did a couple years ago with the
They might
championship
turn with LV 2-3 amoeba for the fun of it.
They definitely gonna run the amoeba.
That's crazy.
Hey, that 1-3-1, that 1-3-1 would wreak some havoc because they got interchangeable part. The thing about running 12 and 1-1-3-1 is when your players is smart and interchangeable like theirs is. When one person step up, the other one just step back. And Toronto got the type of team that Scotty Barnes just gonna step back. All right, I'm gonna go baseline to baseline now, y'all. Next is gonna be Siakam, step back. I'm gonna go baseline to baseline, y'all. Look. I'm
they can run that up high or tight. They can go back tight, pack it in, and run that same set, or they can meet you up high and trap the fuck at you and get out of the open court, and that's a wrap.
Charlotte, Cleveland, and Toronto are the classic. We really don't want that early in the playoffs. They could make a series longer than it's supposed to be.
Right.
The way I'm looking at the 1 through 8 seed, all of them gonna be longer than they supposed to be.
I don't see no sweeps.
Where's the break?
I don't see no sweeps.
Where's the break? The 9 and 10 play-in ain't no problem.
We've never seen this kind of balance in the East, though, fellas.
Right.
I mean, from like 1 through 8 is 5.5.
Trav, what was your
from 1 through 8?
Mine. I'm gonna stay in the East, man, and Boston. They got one of my guys, man. They got Derek White. They got rid of Schroeder. Told Schroeder to go to Houston. Why they do that, I don't know. But that's neither here or there. But Derek White at Boston is a fit. Derek White, he can play. I like that. You got somebody that can play both ends of the court, defense and offense, can shoot it. You still got Smart that's gonna do the dirty work on your best. And you still got JT and JB. They're still gonna go to work. So I think Boston make a run, man.
Hey, we got a question in the comments that's funny as hell to me.
Okay, read it out.
Read the comment.
It's from our guy Bruce. He asked, "Are we surprised that the Lakers didn't try to make any moves?"
Bruce,
thank God for that, man.
Bruce, let me say, the Lakers could have really put the cherry on the sundae today. But if the Lakers would have came off that 2027 first round pick, we almost got Westbrook for Wall Part 2.
Sure did.
I'm gonna say it like this.
If the Lakers had made that happen, this would be the greatest trade deadline ever. Because I was signed.
They don't got a first round pick until 2027.
whoever the coldest 8th grader in the world is, that's why they didn't make the trade.
Let me say this too, y'all. And I'm gonna say this about the Lakers. The problem in the situation is it's again another player that is effective being on the ball or having the ball in his hands. And then LeBron being a ball dominant player as well. So it's just adding in all of these dudes that need the ball to be effective. And that's what the problem ultimately is with the Lakers.
Right now, Jern.
Wasting time.
Right now, Jern, ain't even about him on the ball, off the ball. That's your confidence is shot right now.
What you talking about?
His confidence is shot.
What you talking about?
You talking about Russ?
No, I ain't talking about him. I ain't talking about him. That man got a compilation of all his bricks, all his crazy stuff. I mean, they need to do the America's Funniest Home Videos, Russell Westbrook edition, because this is womp 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 womp. That's how bad it is.
His confidence is.
And the other thing is, this also dispels one other very, very, very important myth that has been put out there, that LeBron makes players better. I've been waiting all day for Thursday night just to say that on the air. Y'all said hold on 1 second. You said that money was money and he made the other players money, but look what he's doing right now, son. It ain't working.
Yo, the Lakers and the Knicks is not about to get airtime on our dime. No. We ain't talking about that. The only thing that I'm going to say about them is them making a trade is the equivalent of trading the railroads on Monopoly for the baby blue. We don't care.
The only thing
matter.
Not the baby blue.
The baby blue. Oriental and the
other two. Connecticut.
All I got to say about the Lakers is y'all should have kept.
They should have.
Should have kept Dennis. Your season look a little.
How's that contract looking now?
So now, the main event. I didn't think it was gonna happen because I thought it was too complex and they waited too late to decide to do it. But this is the NBA, where remember the old commercials? When something happens, NBA, where we can swing players that you don't want for players that you don't want happen. James Harden and Paul Millsap to the Philadelphia 76ers for 2 first-round picks, Andre Drummond. Shout out to the first of all that Doc traded his son and his son-in-law in the same. Shout out to that, number one. And of course, Ben Simmons. I have heard a lot of talk on both sides how this is great for everybody. I'm going to just lead this to, I'm going to MJ, and then we're just going to go around the horn. I don't believe it until I see Ben Simmons play a 4th quarter of a game that matters. Then I'll believe it. Because until that whole I don't want to shoot free throw thing is fixed, I don't believe it. And he's going to have to, and so for all his wonderful talent, and all, I've heard Draymond and that's great. Show me what it looked like in a game that matters when he's close and he got to stay on the floor in the 4th quarter. That's all that's what I'm gonna say for now, fellas. It's like throwing chum in the water. Jump at it. Go ahead.
Because I'm a left-hander, I can speak very closely upon this. Both of these dudes are left-handed in their purest form. What do you mean by that, Myron? Because we're left-handed, we use our right side of our brain, which is artistic and creative. And usually when you deal with an artist, someone who's creating, if the person that is witnessing it don't appreciate the creativity or the artistry, we usually shut down and make them look like the enemy as opposed to taking accountability. This is why I worked on my right hand, y'all, because I had that problem. I had to diminish it. If y'all notice, neither one of them niggas go right. I mean, Ben will dunk right, but that's about it. But saying all that to say this, you're pretty much trading two guys that you cannot count on in the playoffs. Now, with James Harden, it's going to go good this first year because he's going to prove to everybody that he could play with him. But then the second something goes south, or the second he doesn't feel appreciated, or the second he doesn't feel like somebody on the team is not doing what they're supposed to do, his creativity and his artistry is going to take over. He's going to feel unappreciated. He's going to like, I got to do all this. I got to do all this. I didn't sign up for this. I want to be traded. That's the history. These are just facts. Look at the history of it. It is what it is. With Ben Simmons, same thing. So when you think about winning a title, if you look back on the titles that's won, with the exception of 2016 when the Cavs won, the second option was never even really that important. Either the team that won had 1A, 1B, or they went their 4 through 12 was better than the other team's 4 through 12. So us talking about this really is irrelevant because Philly is still an ankle sprain away from not doing nothing. Brooklyn is still hope he recovered from this meniscus away from not doing nothing. And meanwhile, we got other teams like Milwaukee, like Miami, who can go 1 through 12 and don't give no fucks about nothing y'all talking about. Which is why neither one of those teams, in my opinion, is making it out the semis anyway, even with the trades. Y'all can have at it.
What he said above me, just on the order that we's in on the Zoom, he above me. What he said, I'm left-handed too. Every motherfucking thing that he just said. I also had to learn to go right for the very reason that he said everything that he just said above me. For real, I get it. It's a temperamental ass deal. We talking about two temperamental dudes.
Yep.
Also, even within, I got it even on another spin. I think it's something wrong with the city of New York and championships in the game of basketball.
You and Curse.
I just don't think for no barrow, it's thorough. That's just what it is. I kicked that with the big shot the other day. I said, that's a bar.
It is.
No barrow or thorough. Just think about how shit fall apart. It's like the Roots album. Things fall apart. Yeah. That's where it is. The Brooklyn thing looks so promising the summer of 2019. Now I'm looking at it in the just realistic form. I'm like, yo, this shit might not really go. It's just not for no other reason that it never could just mesh all together. And I think we're going to have another repeat of that this season. Also, what my guy above said, I'm looking at Milwaukee. I'm looking at that gang down there in the 305 area code. I like Chicago too, but they may be a year away from that kind of hit. You know what I'm saying? They need to go through that run, get that hit, but I like what they rocking with. And Cleveland, oh, hell yeah. Cleveland started to rock. They on some Drew Carey shit. I'm with that. So jump in there or something, man. Pants is joint.
Brad,
Let me get that, Germ. Let me get that one time, man. One time.
Go ahead, try it. Look, I see when you pulled the mic down, it was getting serious.
Check this out, man. I got a message for Ben Simmons, man. It's two things, man. Put the internet down first. Put that down. Don't even worry about it no more. Second, find the area code of 414. Y'all know where that area code is? 414. That is a Milwaukee area code.
Milwaukee. Yeah.
Call 34 and ask him what the hell he did last year. And you want to know what he gonna say? I just don't give a fuck.
You.
I just don't care. Ben, you got to not care. Wherever you go, you cannot care. You cannot care. Bottom line, man. That's what separates him from you. You care.
That's it.
You go to you have the ball in the basket, take it out and throw it behind your back for somebody to get fouled and shoot free throws. He didn't care. He didn't care so much. He went to the free throw line 16 times and made 15 and put 50 on championship Monday or Tuesday. Whenever they won. Game 6. He didn't care. You got to not care, man. Bottom line, man, put this internet down. Look at John Morant. He don't care
At all.
Look
He
at
don't
him.
care about his livelihood. That man jump in the paint like he jumping
This
off a
man
bridge.
don't care, man. This man told these folks, I'm going up the chimney looking for the smoke.
That's the head ninja in charge right there.
You
Welcome to the
can't
dog.
care. You can't care what the internet says. You
I'm
can't
watching
care.
them as a matter of fact right now.
You
kicking
cannot
Detroit
care.
ass.
Bottom line, Jern, in life, people gonna talk about you. They even talked about Jesus. Do you think he cared? Go ahead,
That's because
Jern.
we healed though, Trav. We don't heal the activity. We don't be giving a shit.
Well, Jesus healed while we heal.
Look above me. This is why.
Wow.
Look above me.
Left hand energy, man.
So this is where I'm at with everything in general. Like, first of all, I like the fact that both of them have zero. This is the zero excuse type of situation. I'm sick of Ham. I've got to channel my inner Ham. I'm sick of fucking excuses. Yes, I'm cursing at this stage because I'm tired of motherfuckers always complaining about silly stuff. There's no patience in any of these processes. Everything is supposed to immediately be instant gratification. Harden plays 80 games a season, has a usage rate of 35+% every year, plays 38 plus minutes, dribbles the ball 6,322 times a game,
3.
and then has the nerve to sit here and be the person that wants to complain about why his team is not winning when he's a factor in that. He has to be like, at some point, bro, you have to say and put the onus on yourself and say, what do I need to do to make these changes and adjustments? And what I see from this Brooklyn situation is everybody gonna blame somebody and everything like that. I just think that the player needs to look in the mirror, and the mirror needs to say, James, we need to bring that usage rate down, because when the playoffs come, what do? You play more minutes. So you've played 80 games at 38 minutes a game with 6,000 dribbles a game, and then you think that you're going to be fresh, or you're going to have the ability to keep this up for a 7-game series over 2 weeks 4 times? Man, if you don't go sit your ass down somewhere, man. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Ben, I'm going to say this to you, and I'm going to make it real easy, bro. This light skin ninja energy that you on, bro. Bro, you draking and you ain't even making hit songs. You hitting the backboard, bro. You can't hit a free throw, bro. If that is what you want to do, then, bro, it's something called, why are we here? Why are you here? I'm sick of it. I'm tired of excuses. Get on the court. Now y'all can go play. You get to play with the 2 best scorers in basketball. You get to play with spot-up shooters and Drummond and Blake and whoever and whatever the young kid's name, it escapes my name. I think it's Sharp. They're excellent at rolling to the basket. You have no excuses tonight, Roy. No excuses. James, when that jumper ain't falling because you want to take all these contested jumpers, you got that left hand bounce pass that I like. Bounce it right in. And Joel can go to work. You ain't got no excuses, bro. You ain't got no excuses. But now, you're not the best player on the team. Again. So now what's going to be the next thing? MJ, I love what y'all said. This is my last thing. I love what y'all said about those two gangs of people. I'm gonna be honest with you. Miami and Milwaukee are the class of the East. It's really everybody else after that. And we just got to call it what it is. If either one of these teams make it, the stars have to be stars. And that's all I got.
I believe this is where chemistry matters. It truly matters what happens in that locker room. It truly matters, do personalities match? And what you had with Milwaukee and Miami, and that's apparent just watching them play. It was apparent watching Toronto 3 years ago. Unified 1 through 12. Pulling the same rope. Pick any cliche you want about unity. Toronto had it in 2019. Miami and Milwaukee got it now. Which is why I agree with y'all. Now, obviously, we'll see how the seedings match up. But if Miami and Milwaukee are on the opposite side of the bracket, that's the Eastern Conference Final. But the trade itself, I think it just goes to show you, man, the best laid plans can go awry. And I think James thought this was going to be KD to Golden State Part 2. I'm gonna go to Brooklyn with 2 other stars. The workload will be less. It'll be smooth. We're gonna run the league like KD did when he went to Golden State. He got there and he found out, you know what? Maybe this ain't gonna quite work.
Grass ain't greener on the other side.
The grass wasn't as green as I thought it was gonna be. Some other things have happened with that team as far as health. Off the court.
The strip club ain't popping in Brooklyn.
It's, and he got out of there. So
I'm joking.
And check this out though, before we wrap that up. New York just lifted the mandate.
I love it.
So you
They
know,
felt trolled.
so you know who's finna come back.
So wait, hold on, wait, whoa, Miss Lippy, hold on. So the mandate that we talked about, that I said to y'all a while back, I said I think this mandate gonna end up getting lifted, right? Because it's not realistic to have this mandate long term in a lot of different ways.
New York has lifted the mandate for closed buildings.
So now,
closed building businesses. Yes.
So now, Trav, now Big Shot, now MJ. My question is this: now, Big Brother Ham as well. The Big Bros is on the line. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong. This really right now looks like a situation where James was unhappy due to the circumstance and didn't wait it out, because something good can come from this. Now you get a fresh Kyrie for the rest of the year. So them nights that you were starting to get off now, you can start getting some of them nights off. KD will be back after the All-Star break at some point.
How convenient they do that when they get an eighth.
New York,
because right now we in a situation where James is about to make himself look foolish if Philly don't do nothing.
Well, I think they both could look foolish, because they both can look foolish because, again, we haven't seen Ben Simmons play basketball in 8 months.
Mm-hmm. But Big Shot, that part is understood, like in general. But I agree with you on that.
I've watched him check out, disappear Van Moose out of 2 playoff games when he was needed. And nobody has shown me it's going to be any different. I watched him do it in 2019 in Game 7 when he took 5 shots in 43 minutes. And we know what happened last year. So to me, both look incredibly talented. And as MJ pointed out, unreliable players.
And you want to know why they're unreliable, Big Shot? Not just because they left-handed. I'm taking the jokes out now.
So, yes, the man coming off is great. But this does not work. I'm going to say this again. Don't work if Ben Simmons can't play fourth quarters. Doesn't work. Because if you got to roll out there with as brilliant as KD and Kyrie are, if you got to roll out there with the corpse of Blake Griffin, if you got to roll out there with whatever else they got, because Brooklyn's roster 4 through 12, let's be very honest, I don't like it.
But it just goes back to it goes back to the real part of this, which is, and Damian Lillard said it, but he probably didn't mean it the way he said it, and it should have been kind of more deciphered. Running from the grind. It's not necessarily staying with the team. Go with the best situation. But what a lot of people got to understand is, in this NBA, it's 450 of the best of the best. So in order to win, you have to be willing to do the uncomfortable things, because you're going to go in the playoffs with 450 of the best, or the best of those best, and they're going to have all of the game film on you. They have a staff of 100 people who got like 5 people that's looking in video over and over again, taking your first, your second, and your third tendency away. If you're going to win, it's going to be really uncomfortable. You got to do all of the shit that you don't want to do to win. And yep. I think that's the part that Ben and James is really missing. They want to win, but they want to win comfortably. And I don't care. You can go to you can play with the best player in the world. You can play with the best handles in the world. These basketball guys, though, this game of basketball, it's gonna reveal who you are. You gonna have to go come back to that same test. Just like in life, you can't go to the next grade until you pass that first grade. Y'all keep going through the same grade because you haven't passed that test.
So we got about 5 minutes left. So are we all saying Milwaukee, Miami in the East? Let's say they end up on opposite sides of the bracket. Milwaukee and Miami, the 2 best teams in the East?
Yes, if you want to put it that way. Are they the best? Yes. For some odd reason. For some odd reason, I don't believe it. I mean, I like Miami, but I don't know.
I know why.
I don't know if it's like definitive, but yeah, they are. As we stand, what's this, February 11th?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If Lowry turns into a closer, if Lowry turns into like Billups Part 2 of 2004, absolutely. That's what it's going to take.
They can win a championship at that, though.
If I get 2019 Lowry,
yeah, they win a championship with that.
Yeah.
They those are the 2 best teams. Now, Big Shot, I'm gonna say this. I'm a little higher on some of the pieces now, because now at least they got a Joe Harris insurance policy when he get to checking out in the middle of a playoff series. We're having a Curry that can shoot. Yeah. It may not be GOAT Curry, but it's Curry. No,
will help.
That's another ball handler. And it gives you another guy who can shoot. And that's going to be an important part, because he can play the little bit of that combo guard thing that they'll do with Kyrie. Now, I still think those 2 teams that we talked about are the best 2 teams. I think Brooklyn is the wild card in the East, though, because they obviously have Durant and Kyrie. Yes. And I'm gonna say and Kyrie, because we've seen how valuable Kyrie is in a playoff scenario when he has the right stuff going on, when he got people behind him. Let's just say that.
I tell you what, You talk about MJ. Talk about the basketball guys. I'm sending this one to the health gods. March 10th, Brooklyn at Philadelphia on TNT. Man, listen.
I need everybody healthy.
If you thought LeBron back to Cleveland the first time was bad, this is gonna make a cakewalk. Brooklyn, Philly, the first. Oh my goodness.
Man, Kyrie gonna let Ben borrow his sage. It's cool.
And you know what? They're probably gonna be the last 10. That's probably gonna be the last game on TNT before they go
before March Madness.
NCAA tournament. You're right. So yeah, that's gonna be live.
Now let's go to the West Side real quick, and then we're gonna get out. For me, it's three teams. We talk about that separation. It's three. It's Golden State, Phoenix, and the dark side. And then it's everybody else. I'm not gonna go to ham on this one because he gonna give me the biased hometown answer. But I'm gonna go to him anyway. Memphis. Who does Memphis have a better chance of beating in a conference semifinal? Phoenix or Golden State?
He gonna say it. Please say it so I can laugh hard. He gonna say it. I know it.
You know what?
Oh God.
It would have to be Phoenix.
Oh, he didn't say it.
I thought he was gonna say it.
If Clay there and he healthy, and they rolling like that, that's a tough cover. Both of them tough covers anyway. I mean, because shit, Book can go get 40. Chris can go get 40. You know what I'm saying? It's like that might be one where the dog will get hit like 4-1 either way. To be honest. Because we gotta grow up. You know what I'm saying? That crew gotta grow up, but it's a good experience though, because it would be a hard 4-1 too. It probably be with some scuffles. Cause my guys, they the most shit talking team in the league now. You know what I'm saying? It's noted. So, but as me and my guys in the same pointed out last week on his show, we could be at the crib before Mother's Day too. Just, bad matchup is, I doubt it, but it's just one of those things where it's like, we not gonna pinch ourselves and look like, hey, we finna go to conference final. Not yet. We still kind of enjoying being ahead of schedule.
Can somebody pull the West standings real quick? Just real quick.
I got you. Give me just a moment.
We ain't gonna worry about the playing spots in the West. I just want to see right now who's 4, 5, and 6.
Okay.
I will
One
say
thing
this,
that can scare Memphis is
our guys got the easiest schedule remaining.
The one thing that can scare Memphis. The one thing that can scare Memphis is the Clippers having Kawhi come back and getting a 6 seed.
All right. So, as far as the standings of the Western Conference, we got the Suns 1, the Warriors 2, Grizzlies 3, Jazz is 4, Mavericks at 5, Nuggets at 6, Timberwolves at 7, Clippers at 8, Lakers at 9, and Pelicans at 10.
Shouts out to the Pelicans.
Another.
How y'all speaking to 10?
I like it. CJ McCollum to New Orleans. I think it was time for that thing to break up. Important.
Get that man his own team.
So I will tell you what, I will take Memphis over Denver if that's the first round matchup. I take them over Denver, despite the fact that Jokic gonna get 29, 12, whatever he gonna.
I would say 35, 15.
Jokic gonna put up.
I think Jokic will get his numbers, but I don't think Denver 2 through 12 could deal with Memphis.
Mm-mm.
Dallas is a weird team. Because Dallas will play Utah. Dallas got the best player in the series. And Utah, some is off with that. I don't know what's happened. But I don't like it. I don't like it in Utah. I don't like it.
And then you get rid of Dirty Joe Ingles.
And you got rid of Dirty Joe while he's hurt. Karma. I don't like it.
So are we expecting the free Donovan Mitchell rather started real soon?
I think it's gonna get loud and clear. It's gonna get louder.
Oh, I think if they don't get out the first round, you can make a phone call on that.
And Vernon Maxwell gonna encourage you too.
And Vernon Maxwell. Fellas, that is the trade deadline preview, man. Shout out to the left hand crew. Shout out to all our left-handers out there. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Germ, Trav, Ham, MJ. Remember, 94 Feet of Life is the Facebook group. Seen as the family. Notifications on. Trade deadline, it never disappoints. Basketball for the people, by the people. We out.